Okay, a question from an INFJ. As an INFJ, I feel I have avoided failing forward for so long because I'm afraid of making mistakes. I have an underlying belief that mistakes prove that I'm unworthy. This has resulted in years of inaction and hiding away from the world. I'm feeling crippled by this and get the sense that it is now or never, but I'm terrified of taking my first steps. Do you have any advice or wisdom for me? Okay, first of all, this has been my personal experience for so long, so I feel like I have quite a lot of mileage in tackling this issue. I've always felt that, you know, as an INFJ, because you have the inner 10-year-old, which is the inward thinking part of you, that whenever you do things as an INFJ, you always tend to be quite competent because you have thought things through. And then when you're learning new things, you are naturally incompetent in those things because you haven't done those things. So you can't possibly go from not knowing something into knowing something and being able to apply it 100% straight away. Like, that's an unreasonable request. So I wonder if you're holding yourself to an unreasonable standard, which is that you never get to learn anything new and that you should just know things straight away as they are. And with that unreasonable standard comes this feeling of, you know, if I don't go from 0 to 100 in something straight away, that I'm somehow unworthy, that means that I'm stupid, or that means that there's something wrong with me, or that means that I'm defective, when in fact what it means is that you just haven't done that thing before and now you're doing it for the first time. You know, when a child is learning to walk and, you know, they crawl and then they, you know, then they hold on to something and they walk that way. And the first time they try their feet without holding on to anything, they're likely to fall on their bum, right? If you think about yourself as that child who's learning to walk, and then you think about, you know, going over to that child and smacking them in the back of the head because they didn't get it right the first time, do you think that that's a fair way of supporting that child through that learning process? I would suspect that you don't think it's a fair way. And I would like to challenge you to extend that grace onto yourself as well. So whenever you are learning new things, imagine yourself as that small child, because the fact of the matter is that if you want to go from incompetent to fluent in anything in life, you need to do it at least 30 times consciously. So you have to fail at least 30 times in something, because for the first 10 times you're going from incompetent to competent, the second 10 times you're going from competent to confident, and then the last 10 times you're going from confident to fluent. So we need to make sure that we're not setting unrealistic expectations on ourselves and then beat ourselves up for that because that's just how it is. So whoever voice is in your head to say that if you don't get something right straight away, you need to decide to get rid of that voice from your head and just say, listen, I'm learning. So if you had parents who criticized you as a child, just say, I'm now a grown-up and I'm actually going to make these decisions for myself. So thank you very much for your unhelpful advice from my childhood. I'm choosing to support myself now. And then just give yourself a chance. Extend as much grace as you can. Fail forward consciously 30 times before you make a decision to see if this approach works or it doesn't. So whatever you learn from the so-called failures are actually steps towards your mastery of the particular topic. So in this case, of course, it's around feeling more confident in yourself and proving that you're not unworthy by allowing yourself to fail. And in fact, if you feel like sharing your experiences in this group about this journey, then I would be more than happy to support you here. And I believe you would get other people to support you here as well on your journey. So thank you so much for that question. The first steps are always terrifying. But like anything else, you know, when you realize that you can take a little step and it didn't kill you, then you will continue down that road a little bit more. Please know that I know how hard it is, and please know that a lot of other people struggle with this as well. So that's all the time I have for today's Q&A. We might have one next week. If I get questions in from the group for the Q&A, you can send them to me or tag me into questions. My name, of course, is Merja, in case you didn't know that, Merja. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a Q&A maybe with you guys next week if you have enough questions. And then the following week and the week after that, I'll be in New Zealand, so I won't be running live Q&A. So just a little heads up. Okay, thank you so much for your questions, everyone. Thank you for taking part in this live Q&A today, and have a great week. Please know that you're worth every single piece of care and every single piece of love. Take care of yourself.